Hello crafty friends, welcome to another mixed media ideas video. I have here a piece of mixed media paper that I have texture pasted on. All I did was take a dotty stencil and scrape some Liquitex light modelling paste through the stencil using my cake icer tool, and then I set it aside to dry. So this is all dry and ready to go now. To colour this, I'm going to take some Distress Oxides. This is Peacock Feathers, and go direct to paper or direct to paste and add it like that. And I'm going to add some Chip Sapphire as well, not all over but just a few places. These are felt ink pads and they handle this kind of rough texture quite well. Get the occasional bit come off, but it doesn't damage the integrity of the ink pads. If you've got foam ink pads, you might not want to do this technique. Foam ink pads tend to be quite delicate and so could be damaged by doing something like this. Now I'm going to spritz this with water to activate the inks. It's going to be quite liberal. And I can pick up my paper, tilt it this way and that, and get the colours to run. Add more water. You can leave this to dry naturally. I'm going to dry it with my hairdryer for speed's sake. I want to add some wilted violet onto this, and to do that I'm going to put this on my gel plate and roll it out with my brayer. And this is a really good way of inking up a brayer, getting a nice even coating of ink. Hope you can see that on there. So now that purple is mainly just going on the circles because they're raised up. I'm going to do another layer and just build up some colour. Go from both directions, and I'll do that for a third time to get even more purple or wilted violet on those circles. Waste not, want not. Apart from that hair, I don't want that. Get rid of that hair. Roll that out again, and I'm going to take a bit from my box of backgrounds and bits and press that down to pick up that colour. And now we've got a pinky purple bit. And I'll do that a few more times just to use the ink really. You don't have to press it down fully, you can just kind of poke it from the back and get a more variegated look. Pick up bits here and there. So that's got corner shapes on it and straight lines where the edge was. And even just roll over paper with your brayer to clean it off. And they're going to go back in my box of backgrounds and bits. So that's now ready to go on a card. So I thought that as we've got circles on there, I'd also cut out some circles, and I've tried to line them up so there is one of these texture paste circles right in the middle, so they're the same all the way around, if you see what I mean. So I've got quite a few there, enough for 2 cards probably, I think. And I'm going to take my hole punch here and punch a bunch of little ones, each with a texture paste circle in the middle. I'm going to take one of these, well, this large circle, and slice it in half. So I've got 2 panels of smooth white card, 2 piles of circles, and I'm going to make 2 cards just by arranging the circles differently. So we'll start down here with the big one and create a diagonal design from the bottom left to the top right. I want to, I think, keep the pattern of the circles in line. Then with the little circles. I'm going to dip those into the high-tack white glue and place them. I'll take some non-stick paper and press those down, make sure they're really stuck well. So that's one with the diagonal. With this one, I'm going to add this in the top right corner, no, top left. And I'm going to try and keep them to the top of the card, I think. And I'll press those down again. Right, I'm now going to chop these down a bit to remove the overhang, but to make the panels a little smaller. So those are trimmed down. I'm just going to run around the edge with my edge beveling tool to make them look a bit more neat and tidy, as if they've been die cut. And to introduce a little bit of shimmer and shine, I'm going to spatter on some gold paint. You could spatter on before you stick your circles down if you just want the spatter on the background. I love the shimmer and shine, but also the energy and movement you get from splattering, one or the other. Now I'll dry those with my hairdryer. So this one I've put straight on a 4x6-ish inch card blank, so it's got a little white border. I'm going to put this one on a 5x7 card blank, but before I do, I'm going to mount it on black because I think it will get lost on a larger card if it doesn't have a bold border. And I'll make that border about 1/8 of an inch. And with this one, you can either have the bubbles getting smaller as you go up, which was the way that I originally designed it, or you could have them getting bigger. And I actually think this looks better, so I'm going to do that. So for my large card, I've cut myself a gold thanks. It's not quite matte gold, but it's not bright, shiny gold. And I've also cut the outline or the shadow from black. So it will tie in with the gold spatters and the black border. I'm using high-tack white glue and my glue dotter. And I'll use some non-stick sticker release paper to press that down. You can use a slightly damp baby wipe to brush off or wipe off any glue from the foil. And I'll add some glue to the back of that and then stick it on my card. So I think that will look nice there in the middle horizontally, but 1/3 of the way down. I always get asked about these sentiment dies. This is from Sizzix set 664122A. And for this card, I cut gold thanks, but it doesn't have an outline, so I cut another black thanks, and I'm going to layer them and use the black as a drop shadow. No, that's not glue dotter. So I'll add some glue to the back and layer that on top of the black, offsetting it so the black peeks out from underneath. So I find when doing something like this, I just stick one part down where I want it and then nudge all the other bits into place. Again, I can use a damp baby wipe to get rid of that glue. We can add some glue to the back. Now I haven't got any other black on this, but that's okay. And we'll place that there as well, about 1/3 of the way down. And in the middle. I think with this one, what I should have done, given that I've added black, is to give it a doodly border. So I can pretend that I did that before I stuck my circles down by just not drawing on the circles. And I can add a little squiggle here and there, just for something extra. So there you go, 2 cards made from that one background, from circles made in the same way, just arranged differently and using black in a different way, I guess. If you wanted to add something extra to these cards, you could always die cut or stamp and cut some little icons or something to put on the circles, something relevant to the recipients. But I quite like this style of card where it's a simple shape repeated in different sizes with a bit of shimmer and shine and a sentiment. Right, thanks for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's given you an idea or two, and I hope to see you back here very soon. Bye for now.